Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. Hey, if you clicked on this video and you're clicking away within the first 10 seconds, why did you even click on this video? Huh? It's all good. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna press y'all, but I'm just trying to get this out, this information out. I'm really not trying to play by the YouTube rules so much, but at the same time, I know what it is, so you kind of have to be flexible. So if these videos do catch on and people really do want to hear what I have to say and it resonates with people, then you'll see me put a lot more effort into making these videos, like have visuals or like, kind of do like little edits and stuff, because I am an animator. I'm a 3D animator, and so like, that's like my expertise. But right now these kind of videos are more so about me just like trying to heal the world and like share, because I'm more than just an animator, obviously. Like that's the tool that I use to communicate with the world in ways that I can't verbally, so shout out to everybody who clicked on this video. Thank you. I hope you've been enjoying the videos that I've released so far. I wanted to touch more so on, damn, it's already a minute and 15 seconds. All right, anyways, I wanted to touch more on the death is the wife of life. And before, I had previously titled it Divine Man, Death is Your Wife. And I had to switch the title because, I'm not gonna lie, my mom was like, what does that mean? Are you saying that men are divine and women aren't? And she was like, just more so saying that I need to make sure that I can't just like take people all the way there. I have to kind of guide them along to that point. So, and she's right, there's a point. So I'm making this video because I need to further explain a little bit more of what I was saying. That way people understand what I'm saying, and it's not taken wrong by either, the feminine, the anyone. I'll just say anyone. Because, alluding death to being like feminine or a female or whatever can come off as like, it can be taken the wrong way, especially on the third dimensional. If we're looking at this as just like the 3D, like man and woman, and I'm talking about a woman, oh, she's death and he's light and he's life, and there's like, oh, like, why does she have to be death? Why does she have to be death? There's more to it. There's a lot more to it on the higher dimensions. And I've had a Kundalini awakening, and I feel like I've gone all the way up to like the seventh dimension. And in that dimension, all I saw was this constellation and the space. Like, I was the stars and she was the space, and there was nothing else in the universe besides us. Like, everything that existed within those stars, like existed within that light, like the sun, right? All this exists due to the sun. So all the hate and all the hurt and everything that we are dealing with, the drama of the world, without the sun, none of this would be here. You know what I mean? Or like, the planet, none of this would be here. It's obviously humans doing this to ourselves because there's an imbalance in a lot of ways within these energies. Toxic masculinity and toxic femininity. And I'll make a video about both at some point. Hey. Look at the dog. I'll make a video about both at some point. That's cute. I'll make a video about both probably soon, if y'all want to understand more about the toxic side of both, so we can kind of get out of these imbalances and be able to this is kind of wild. Everything's like all like, everybody stop right here for no reason, like literally right where I'm sitting. But this dog is so cute. Anyways, I hope I'm not doxing myself. But anyways, it was just kind of interesting because everything just like stopped right there. Anyways, I don't know why, but I'm sure I'll understand why soon. So I'll make a video more about the toxic side of things, but this isn't about toxicity, like the death side of it. It's not about the toxicity of the feminine. It's actually just her nature. Like, death is literally a part of life. Death is the counterpart to life. You know what I mean? Like, in order for us to see anything, in order for us to exist, in order for us to know, like, we have to understand that, like, death comes along with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, death comes along. Death is there. Death is around every corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I hold my breath right now, I'm gonna go to the yin realm. If I go into the kitchen and grab a knife and cut myself, I'm going to the yin realm. If I jump off a bridge, I'm going to the, like, death is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, death is the only place to go to outside of here. Like, and death, okay, cool. Like, I'm sorry for using the word death too much. If death is like, oh, death, every time he says the word death, I get a shitty feeling. I get a terrible feeling. Why do you have to use the word death? Like, come on, let's just say it. Like, you say it. Say death. It's not a big deal. It's just the other side. Whatever you want to call it. Like, it's just the other side of existence. It's not even like, we think, we look at death like, oh, it's over. It's the worst thing that can happen to us. It's the saddest thing of the universe. It's the worst. It's the end of it all. Like, it's the evil side of the world. And no, it's not at all. Like, death is cool, man. In my opinion, I'm not here like, oh, like, everybody should die. Death, death is cool. Whatever. You can take it out of context if you want. But what I'm saying is that, like, it's a part of it. Just like life is cool, man. Like, death makes way for, like, more stuff if you really think about it. So, like, when I look at death, I'm more so looking at, like, zeros and ones, right? Like, zero is considered, like, nothing, right? What you would allude to, like, dying is, like, death is life at rest. You know what I mean? So, like, when you look at somebody asleep, like, we die every time we go to sleep. Like, the feeling of, like, not being consciously attached to your body and then waking up, like, and trusting that you'll wake up the next day. You know what I mean? And trusting that you'll wake up the next day. That's literally what, like, life is. It's this balance between the two, but we have to go to sleep. If we don't go to sleep, eventually, over time, it's going to be like, you're gonna fall asleep. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, you're gonna get all loopy, and then you're just gonna pass the fuck out. And that's literally because it's like, it's a part of life. In order for you to exist, in order for you to be aware, you have to be able to go into the yin realm. You have to, it takes both. It's the energy. It's the key force. It's how you regenerate your ki, your chi, is by resting. And so, like, she provides that rest to us. She provides that ease to us. She provides that. The coolness, like the man is, the sun, like he's, we can come off as, we can, we come off as like that eternal fire kind of in a degree. Like, women have that too. Like, the feminine energy has, like, it's a mix of everything. Like, anything that you can see is a mix of everything, right? The light and the dark, the yin and the yang, they all have one another within each other. So I want this to be short. I don't want this to be long. But on the third dimension, we look at male and female as like, oh, I'm a man, she's a woman, or, like, however the genders want to, play out. But, like, on a higher dimension, it's really just these two essences that are at play with one another, right? So on my journey that I've been on, there's a part of me that had to understand the ether, had to understand the divine feminine, which is the ether, which is the in-between, which is the synchronicity, the connectivity of it all, right? But in order for me to understand that, you have to go tap into the yin realm. And in order for you to tap into the yin realm, there's a part of it where you have to confront that shadow self, the shadow self, right? I shouldn't call it death, I should call it shadow realm or whatever you want to call it. But, like, the shadow self is going to present itself to where, like, it's going to challenge you, so and bring out that fear inside of you, because fear doesn't belong here. Like, look at this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no fear. If you go into nature and you start feeling afraid and you're like, ooh, and you kind of, like, get all this, like, energy built up within you, like, nature's going to respond. You know what I'm saying? It's going to respond to you. And if you're an animal and you have that kind of energy, it's going to respond. It's going to respond. Fear's not like necessary for life. Like, it's a part of life, but it's not necessary for things to work, so, like, there's a part of the male, the masculine journey that has to go through the feminine, right? Because, like, the woman, she's gonna, at a certain age, she's gonna become a woman, right? She's gonna start having her cycle, right? And there's nothing that can take that away from her. But as a man, I mean, we all go into adulthood, we all have puberty, right? But as a man, there's a difference between like being a boy and being a man, and that difference is the divine feminine. It is the feminine energy is what makes the boy have to become a man. It's the thing that sparks the need to even embody that, because otherwise we'd just be the boy, like the eternal boy. But you know what I'm saying, like you can't raise a family as a boy, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to, there's a man side that has to show up. There's the divine masculine that has to show up. And in a lot of ways, I would love to break down more of how the divine masculine and divine feminine play out as the human roles and the things that we need to do to look in one another and be like, oh, okay, this is why a man is logical, because he has to know that, like, the man has, oh, and I'm sorry for using man and female, like, sorry, man and woman, but like, but just follow me, please, because, you know, I'm speaking from a hetero male perspective. But the male has to assume responsibility for the safety of the child and the woman, right? Like the male is responsible for that safety, right? So if you're responsible for something's safety, you have to make sure that like things are like secure, right? You have to make sure, like, logic, right? Logically, you have to make sure things are safe. In order for you to do that, like, you need logic. You need to be able to make decisions that aren't going to get them killed or aren't going to harm them. You have to be able to make the best decisions, because life's not easy. It's full of a lot of tough decisions. And as a man, you have to be able to be like, are we going here? Are we going there? Should we do this or should we do that? And I know that it's on both sides to make these decisions, but the male has to take lead in some ways, and it has to at least be able to not send their family to like doom or destruction or lead them down the wrong path. So there's a part of us that we have to rely on our logic in order for us to truly be able to protect and truly be able to provide that security, you know? And you know, if it was all logic, we wouldn't need to protect. You know what I'm saying? If everything was based only on logic, why would we even need to protect anything weaker than us? You know, if it was all based on logic, there wouldn't be no need to do that, because it's like, well, you know, like, logically, it's all about me, and I'm the biggest thing out here, so it should everybody should bow down to me. But that's not what it's about. There's an aspect of the world that's not about logic. It's about love. And that's where she is, you know, and that's where she dwells in. And we have to remember that, hey, it's not all about just like your ideas and stuff. Sometimes it's just about here and now and just being happy and the peace of it all, you know? And there's a place for both. There's a place for both to exist exactly at the same time, simultaneously, but and within us, you know? But that's kind of a little bit of like a introduction into how I would even start to talk about the human side of the masculine and feminine, and how we kind of like, there's certain toxic traits and certain positive traits that, you know, are out of balance and so forth. But as far as like the death being like the wife, at a certain stage in the higher dimensions, you have to understand that like death is not bad. Death is literally just an aspect of life. Death is like, you can't have life without death. Like, everything is going to have an expiration date. Everything is not going to be here at some point. Even the planet, you know what I mean, won't be the same. Like, if it's life, it's going to have there's also death right next to it. It's the wife of life, you know what I mean? It's right there. It's a eternal union. It's holy matrimony, you know what I mean? But all of the hurt, all of the sadness, all the stuff that we are experiencing, like, on this planet, a lot of it's due to the humans like being out of balance and stuff. And on the higher realms, it's not about that. It's not about, oh, this person's evil, this person's this or that. It's the eternal union. It's the eternal love. That's what creates all of this. It's humans that get this shit all fucked up. And I'm kind of mad. A little anger came out right there, just because I'm like, man. But it's all good. We're healing. But I love y'all. I don't want this to go too long. And I know I say that, and the next thing I know, the video will be like 30 minutes long. I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss anything, and I don't want to misconstrue anything, and I want people to be able to like truly like appreciate themselves and one another. But understand, and a lot of women, I'm sorry, I'll end with this. A lot of women may take it the wrong way if I say, hey, like you're death or like whatever. And I'm sorry to be so like abrupt with it or harsh with it, because like death is like, oh yeah, you're a woman, you bear life, you know, you're the giver of life in a lot of ways. You're like you know, you sacrifice for life, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is like there's an aspect of your nature that is that darkness, that is that deepness, that is already able to go there, because like you are able to produce. You are like, you know, men, we kill too, right? You know, we obviously kill, but like the woman is able to produce something that can kill, you know what I'm saying? And even before they're even able, like, no, I'm using kill, but I'm just like, has to do with the death side of things, right? Because I'm trying to more so like I'm trying to go in and like, okay, look, we're talking about death, we're talking about killing and this and this and this, but I'm trying to go in and I'm trying to like show y'all that there's more to it than just like death and killing. So like the feminine energy is able to create something that is able to do that, right? Like there's hunting and stuff is a part of nature, like everything, right? But a part of her has to protect her young, right? Whenever you see the mama bear energy and so forth, it's like before that little cub can grow up to be a lion, there has to be a feminine energy that is willing to put their life on the line and you know, kill if necessary to protect her child, you know? So like that part of even being able to access that is what she already has within her. She already has that within her. The male aspect that has that, we get that due to the divine feminine, which is the wilderness, which is the great wild, which is the great infinite possibilities and stuff that we go through, the trials that we go through in order for us to become, you know, divine. A lot of her is inside all of that, and looking to see how you respond, looking to see who you are, how you treat her, and so forth. And the male, like I said before, like the difference between like a boyhood and manhood is that divine feminine. A lot of men, we are pushed to that point. You know, we're boys until we're pushed to that point, you know, where we have to step up. And obviously I could talk, the toxic masculinity is more about like, you know, how why men are killing people and why we're blowing up places and why we're doing all this stuff. But a lot of it stems at its very core is to like, you know, and there's the imbalances, and I actually want to talk about this on another video, and this is just a small like little segment of how I'm going to open up about it. But it's more about like he's doing like, you know, men have fought wars over women for eons, right? Like, you know, animals or like Troy or whatever you want to call it. But at toxic masculinity, we get to a point where it will want to not only fight for her, but it'll want to like secure that in the best way by killing off everything else that is going to potentially challenge that, you know what I mean? And there's more, and it gets really toxic at a certain point, but I'm not going to go further past that because I want to save that for something else. But as far as the feminine energy, like embodying death, like, yes, she is that. She is, you know, big mama, you know? But at the same time, we are the masculine energy that is able to go within that great darkness and bring light into it and bring that joy, you know? But yeah, there's more to it. I hope I try to explain a little bit. I don't want women to feel any sort of way or feel like, hey, like you're death or you have death in your body or whatever. But it's just that you're able to be everything, right? So like, you know, there's a part of you that on a divine side that is that, you know. But it's not, and any death is not bad though. It's literally just the space in between. It's the space in between. And when you look up at the stars and stuff and the space, like that space is her, you know what I'm saying? It's not death. It's just, you know, it's the darkness. It's You get it. I'm done trying to talk on 3D terms, like whatever, but y'all get it. I love y'all, whoever you are, wherever you are, however you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this video. Appreciate y'all.